Okay, and share, and my PowerPoint is up. Yep. All right. So welcome to the last webinar of 2025, man. Holy moly. And I want to thank you all for being here today. I'm going to give you some great information and talk about how to attract high quality clients from LinkedIn in 2025, right? Almost New Year's. Going to be having a great New Year's dinner with my family again. And I hope you do the same thing also. So, first of all, I'm going to send you my connection, you profile on LinkedIn. Do me a favor, send me a connection request on LinkedIn, please. I'm usually out. Otherwise, I would send you one from here, but I usually don't have any left because I'm such a high user of LinkedIn. I'm always sending new ones out here. So, we've all been to webinars beforehand where people do not participate, they don't have fun, they don't say anything at all, they don't put information in the chat box, and holy crap, does that suck? So I've been on this beforehand where no one's been participating with me, and I'm not going to do that again, ever again. So, I want to get all your buy-in to participate, communicate, and have fun. And stay to the very end for those who can. I'll be sending you some post-webinar special gifts. And also, and I said beforehand, I'm going to let you test out the new AI system, which is going to just blow you away. So pretty amazing. So let's do our first test of the participate program here, which is in the chat box, type a Y or N if you find LinkedIn confusing. If you find LinkedIn is hard to use sometimes, type a Y in there. If you don't at all, then type a N in there, please. And I'll just wait here until everybody does that. So in the chat box on Zoom, type a Y or N, please. And I'll just wait patiently here till everybody does that. There we go. Two Ys. Come on, people. Like I said, if you don't participate, I'll just shut things down here and that'll be it. And I know you want to hear this information because you're here today. So everybody, come on, type a Y or an N in the chat box, please. Come on. Just type a Y or N in there. Thank you. Thank you. I'll appreciate that. Okay, so I find the challenge with LinkedIn is that sometimes you want to do something on there and you go to the internet and type in what you want to do on LinkedIn, and it sometimes takes you to a LinkedIn internal page and the information is wrong. LinkedIn is terrible at putting out information on their own platform. So that's why I'm here today. And why am I qualified to teach you? Well, I've been doing this for a long time. 17 and a half years as a LinkedIn trainer. I started in 2006. And you know, over the years, I've helped my clients generate millions of dollars in uh, money in sales because LinkedIn, I feel, is the strongest lead generation website as far as social media one in the world. Right? We've used Facebook beforehand. We used Twitter or used X, and that's falling apart with Elon Musk at the helm. Right? So and the reason I'm saying this is because LinkedIn has provided me with leads for the last 17 and a half years, and it's going to keep on doing that over and over again because on LinkedIn, I think people generally want to talk to you. It is a business social networking interface. And I feel like on other places where people are not talking about business so much, that LinkedIn's different. So, and don't believe me personally, and I know you all have probably thought about this. Do I need testimonials on my LinkedIn profile? And the answer is hell yes, you do. I got 145 now, and it's so important. I mean, when's the last time you went on Amazon or went on the internet and looked at a review to figure out what other people are saying? Is this the right buy for me, right? So, it's very important. I'll be talking about this more later on in the webinar here today. So why LinkedIn, right? Well, number one, it has the list, right? We've all maybe heard the phrase, the money's in the list, where LinkedIn has a list, and as long as you can figure out how to tap into it, it has over 1 billion members now as of November 2023. And I've been on LinkedIn since 2006. I think it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Acquired by Microsoft in 2016 for 26 billion. Imagine starting something in 2003, and then 13 years later, someone buys you up for $26 billion. I say that's a pretty great win. And out of all the social media platforms I've used, LinkedIn has been more consistent than anything else at all. And 44% of LinkedIn users earn more than $80,000 per year, which means for you, the people on LinkedIn have the money to spend on your product, your system, your service. They have the money there. So, where people are sometimes just saying to you, oh, I don't have the money at all, right? I heard that yesterday myself, and people have the money, but people have more money on LinkedIn. So why LinkedIn again? 310 million monthly active users, right? So it just has great demographics. 60% of LinkedIn users are between 25 and 34. So I'd say probably most of our client base is right here, and that makes up about 75% of LinkedIn's total users. So it's really amazing, right? And I think that 96% of marketing people on the internet can't be wrong. LinkedIn has the best way of marketing your business. And I think of all the different platforms out there, I think LinkedIn is something you should be investing money on, right? You got to think about at what point in time do I really start niching into something? Because niching usually creates better lead flow for you. You cast a wide net, you get nothing. You cast a smaller net, sometimes you get a lot more. So, why, does this sound familiar for you? In your business, no more low-hanging fruit, empty calendar, people booking meetings with you, just trying to get information or, wasting your time. You have an inbox full of tire kickers, and it's just not what you need. You need people who are willing to talk to you about your business. You need a better lead flow, and I think LinkedIn can provide that for you. So, what is the winning strategy for 2025? Right? There are 4 pillars of success, I believe. Write this down for yourself, although you can watch it in the video afterwards. First of all, your profile has to be amazing. If your profile isn't amazing, doesn't go, wow, this person's profile is amazing, then you got a problem. Because the first thing in any kind of lead generation flow, either email marketing or LinkedIn marketing for LinkedIn, is getting someone to accept your connection request. Email marketing is someone to, opt in into your email list. So if your profile isn't amazing, if it doesn't say all-star, because when people finally go to your profile and they go, I'm looking for someone to help me out in my business, and it's not all-star, guess what? They're not going to accept your connection request. Nothing's going to happen afterwards. So you need a amazing profile. And I'm going to break that down for you afterwards as far as what that will look like. Next thing is consistency. People often come to me because I provide a consistent lead flow for them because I'm doing things every single day for my clients. And if you're just doing a bunch of stuff on LinkedIn on this week and nothing next week at all, that's not consistent. It's not going to get you the results you want because you need to have a great list on LinkedIn. Sorry, someone's just calling me. I was going to tell them to, I can't talk right now. I'll call you later. Hey. So yeah, so people need to, know, on LinkedIn, you need a combination of both things. You need quality and quantity. If you have quality but no quantity, nothing happens. If you have quantity but no quality, nothing happens either. So you need to build your list on LinkedIn by adding new contacts and also building authentic relationships. And this will open your eyes. How many of you have talked to all of your connections on LinkedIn at least once? I'm sure no one can say everybody, right? Or even most of your connections, right? How many times have you emailed or messaged everybody on LinkedIn as far as your connections go? And most people will come to me and say, I have never talked to all of my connections or even, a small percentage, maybe 5% of them. And I have not messaged my connections in the last year. So you have this database on LinkedIn, you're not leveraging it all, right? Next thing is content marketing. Are you doing any kind of video creation? And do you have an authentic content marketing and content engagement strategy? So let's break that down. What does that mean exactly? An authentic content marketing strategy is letting people into your world and letting people know who you are. And it's sometimes building your list on LinkedIn with doing content and videos that have nothing to do with your business at all, more to deal with you because I've noticed that people are buying as much into you as a person as they are into buying your services or your product. You need to, be authentic and be vulnerable on LinkedIn with people. I even did a video on that on how to be vulnerable people on LinkedIn. The last thing is, are you using AI, which I'll show you later on today? and are you using the LinkedIn event platform like I'm doing today to create your own LinkedIn events? Out of all the people on there, right? Um, Here is my LinkedIn event page. So, out of over 1 billion people, right? You just got to figure out how to, you know, how to use this over here because out of 1 billion people, you look up events. Let's say you put your topic in for an event, right? In fact, someone put a topic in for an event. What's your industry? What's your niche? Just type it in the chat box for a second. I'll put that into the window, and we'll see how many events are being created, which will show you have an opportunity here to use this event platform yourself because if no one else is doing it and you're doing it, you're going to get all the leads from here. So someone put a topic in the chat box, please, of what your industry is. I'm just waiting for someone to put in the chat box here. Please, come on, guys. In the chat box, put in your industry.
It is there in the chat.
I'm looking in the chat here. I see nothing at all. Maybe you're chatting as some person, not it has to be dropped down, has to be everyone.
Okay.
Or just tell me, just shout it out. Construction project management.
Personal branding. Personal branding.
Personal branding. Okay, so let's put personal branding. So personal branding. Okay, so watch this here. Here's personal branding. Here are events. So this is how many people are putting personal branding on, right? So let's take a look here. Let's see if anybody has personal branding. So we have personal branding, 2 pages, personal branding, 3 pages, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 per page and personal branding. And probably I'd say probably like Google, you go to page 5 or 6 or 7, right? Professional branding. Oh, probably a little more. But I mean, you can see, out of the people, normally you type in something here. What else we have here besides personal branding? Hair. Okay, let's look at anybody who's doing any kind of things on hair at all here. Hair. Hairdresser. Yeah, so look here. This is what I normally see. Like no one's using this. No one's doing, if you're doing stuff on hair, either selling wigs or doing something else. Even let's look at construction project management. Let's look at page 2. Okay, so by page, looks like page 2. It looks like there are, by project management, yeah, a little more. But usually you can see by page 2 or page 3, there's no more results really that have something to do with their actual thing. And once again, the point I'm trying to make here is that if you start doing events on LinkedIn like I'm doing every month or every month and a half or 2 months even, you're going to, probably be the only company on there or one of the very few companies. Remember, there's over 1 billion people. If we only have 30 companies or 30 different individuals doing this on LinkedIn from 3 pages and 10 per page, that leaves you a phenomenal opportunity on your company to do events for yourself where no one else is, right? So let's go into those 4 pillars of success. Once again, it starts with your LinkedIn profile. It's got to be more than an online business card. Also, the main thing I see on people's profiles is features. I'm the CEO of my company. We've been in business 20 years. We do this, this, and this, but not benefits, right? If you work with our company, these are the results you'll see, right? That's what people are interested in. They want to know what will be their ROI. Like if you go on my LinkedIn profile here and you look at what else here, right? Achieve 5 to 15 warm leads weekly, right? Every single week. Who would mind that for themselves coming into, right? So all these different things you need to figure out, what LinkedIn does, or my thing, what LinkedIn does for you and how you can use it, right? So like I said beforehand, almost everybody I see out there using LinkedIn has features on their profile, not benefits, and definitely not a reason to book a meeting with you on your calendar, right? So it's very, very important. Also, something else is very important is when's the last time you updated this part over here, right? How many of us have gone onto someone's contact information and clicked on stuff here and it doesn't even work anymore, right? We go to someone's website, it doesn't work anymore. We go to someone's booking page and it doesn't work at all, right? So they're very important. When's the last time you updated your contact information and also does your all your contact information work, right? That's very, very important because nothing blows a deal like someone getting frustrated because honestly, if they don't get your information to contact you right away, they'll just go next, right? There's so many people on LinkedIn to does what you do. So, very, very important. I'm just going to mute everybody here. So, there we go here. And yeah. Um, so you want to grow your audience, you want to be authentic, you can create engaging headlines using AI like ChatGPT, right? Because if you don't have a phenomenal profile on LinkedIn, guess what? I'm going to look at your profile when you send me a connection request. And if your profile lacks professionality, I'm not going to say yes to you, right? And neither was anybody else at all. What's better than this, right? What's better, this or one of these, right? So, you can either even make your banner a piece of art, like doing some really great things on your banner, hire someone to make one for you if you need to, right? All the different things you need to do, because, you only get one chance to make a first impression, right? So you got to make sure that your profile knocks it out of the park. Do you have a outstanding headshot? Are you smiling in your headshot, right? So, does your copy look right? Do you have the benefits of working with you, right? So all these different things, right? So, uh, what's the same thing people are doing in this headshot? Everybody's smiling. So making sure that you have a headshot that's super professional. And by the way, I'm going to answer everybody's questions at the very, very end. Um, so, do you have a headshot that is super, super engaging, right? And once again, I'll be happy to answer everybody's questions at the very, very end. So keep your question on top of mind. Ozir Miza. Sorry, just yeah, pronounced your name properly. Probably didn't, but right. So very, very important that you answer all those things properly, right? So, if you optimize, and the great thing about it is LinkedIn will tell you, when your profile is all-star, it'll tell you what sections to fill out. And if you do get your profile finally done where it says rockstar or all-star, you'll have 132% increase in your profile views, right? That's really, really important. When someone types your key phrase like lawyer or construction company in the in my area, it's like construction companies, Calgary, people are doing that using LinkedIn as a search engine to find people they want to hire, right? Don't use your title in your headline, just that, right? You don't see owner of my company right here, right? You see the things that I need to do and as well as something called LinkedIn SEO, which I'll show you another slide coming up here. So LinkedIn SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization. It's a phrase from my website design and promotion days. It basically means getting on page one of whatever browser you're on. On Google, you want to be on page one. And by doing that, you want to put different key phrases. The phrases, like if I was going to go into Google and hopefully find my service, I would type in LinkedIn lead generation expert, maybe Calgary, right? So, what would you type into Google to find you on Google for your business, right? And that's the thing you want to put here, not only in your headline, but also in your about section over here, right? So that's called LinkedIn SEO. And you put a smattering of different key phrases and keywords into your about section, making sure, once again, it sounds natural and don't do something called keyword stuffing. So very, very important. And the four things people want to know when they come to your profile and look at your cover banner are, and maybe write this down for yourselves. Who are you? What do you do? What can you do for me? And especially, and this has to be something that everybody gets stuck up on, ask your husband, ask your wife, ask your co-workers, why you? If you can't answer why you off the top of your head and give a great explanation of why they should hire you, as opposed to the hundreds or thousands of other people on LinkedIn who do exactly the same thing you do, you need to button that down, right? I know people hire me because I've been doing this 17 and a half years. I have an amazing track record. I have 145 recommendations on LinkedIn. I make my clients millions of dollars in sales. I can just go on and on, right? So, you need to have all those things here in your headline, in your about section, right? Right, your headline and your about section to be benefits, not features. What are the biggest problems you solve for your target market? And maybe, when people hire you, you should be asking that, right? That should be one of the first questions so that on a regular basis, you can kind of craft your own elevator pitch, want to call it. What are the biggest problems that you solve for your target market? And by asking your target market, asking your clients, what are the biggest problems you're facing, and write those things down, you'll start to maybe see a trend of the same problems that people are facing in your industry over and over again. So um, addressing their pain points, solving problems, right? And you must include the right terminology and key phrases, on and on, right? Very, very important to do it that way, right? Next, that people always ask me, or also ask me, I do 10 different things in my company. Should I have multiple profiles? The answer is no. It's number one, it's against LinkedIn's rules, and they will delete your profile or suspend or temporarily suspend your profile if you've been running multiple profiles. And by creating multiple experiences on your LinkedIn profile, here's what you do over here. Here is my LinkedIn profile. Here are my experiences over here. And you can also resort them, right? Very, very important. Resort your profile, resort your information, right? So obviously I need to resort mine over here. Somehow it might be on the last webinar. I did CEO of Lead Wizard, should be the very top over here. I'll just click on the pencil icon and I will click on the little up and down arrows and I will CEO of Lead Wizard. So let's go to move this one up top here. CEO of Lead Wizard. Maybe move LinkedIn Leads down. Maybe I'll move this one up here, right top over here, and move this one. I just not seem to be. I'll fix this afterwards, I guess. But you can see how you move these around here, right? So yeah, I'll fix this afterwards. So yeah, anyways, let's move on here. Hung up on my own stuff here. Okay, so and these are some actual examples of people's profiles I've redone, right? Once again, making sure that when they come to your profile, they are blown away by, having an amazing profile. Here's a before picture, here's an after picture, making sure your banner is a piece of artwork, possibly, right? So here's another example of David's. Here's one of a woman or lady. I had a client in San Francisco, owned a large construction company. The guy did a construction thing on the chat box there beforehand. This is what people are looking for. Looking for professionalism, looking for someone to go, wow, this is amazing. Your profile is outstanding. I can tell you're the right person for the right job, right? Next thing people always ask me is, do I need a company page? And I always say yes, because it's almost expected, like a website. So just imagine if you go to my LinkedIn profile, right? And I have no company page here. Here's my experience. Here's my things here. And also having a properly done company page that is finished off with your logos and banners should look like this, right? If this is blank over here or has this kind of graphic where it says train the trainer, then your company page is not finished off properly. So you need to do that. Once again, just imagine, people asking you what your website is and going, oh, I don't have one. And people going, oh, you don't have one. Like, what? Right? So, you want to make sure that I call it the credibility factor, the credibility hump. So you want to make sure that all your I's are dotted, T's are crossed, and make sure you look as credible as possible. Because if you don't, no one's going to book a meeting with you. No one is going to message you back. And that's the next thing we go into is messaging, right? Number one, do not send a sales message in either the connection message or once someone accepts your connection message, don't try to sell them something, right? Offer them free advice or a free service of some kind, right? You want to get them in front of you. You want to get them into your world, right? Very, very important. Also, when you do your content marketing or posting, make yourself a resource. Maybe put stuff from your blog, maybe put trackbacks to your blog or trackbacks to other resources, or tell people in your messaging, hey, I'd love to be a resource for you. Ask me any question you want to, free of charge. When you want to, I'll be happy to answer it for you, because I can tell you over the years of doing that for myself, I have found that people come back to me and go, oh, yeah, definitely. I have a question about LinkedIn. You said I could ask you. And that started a conversation. The whole idea for LinkedIn marketing, any kind of marketing at all, is to get people to simply go to here, right? Right. And you can book on your calendar, but also get the conversation going. So if you don't get the conversation going over here, once again, nothing happens at all. Very, very important to get the conversation going. Here are some samples of great profiles on LinkedIn, and I'll put this in the chat box so everybody can see it. And also, here's another thing also is very cool. This is called your SSI score. So SSI score, if you want to click on this one quickly and see what your SSI score, SSI stands for Social Selling Index, and it will give you a snapshot of just how good you're doing on LinkedIn in general. Anything below 60 is not great. Anything above 70 is amazing. So what is your SSI score? You want to pop it into the chat box and let me know. Mine's at 86. And also a higher SSI score will help you get onto people's profiles more often. You'll show up more in the search. You'll show up more in other places also. So having an SSI score, and by the way, you can increase your own SSI score by doing the one thing here on the bottom, which I'm doing the worst on, which is engaging with insights, right? That means basically just commenting, liking, sharing, and posting on other people's posts on LinkedIn. That's all it means basically. So the higher SSI score you have, the better. And if you start engaging with other people's content on LinkedIn, that will be amazing for you as far as increasing this SSI score. Next thing we'll talk about is the algorithm on LinkedIn. So reach is down, but that's happening over almost all of the other social media platforms overall, because all they want you to do is buy ads. They want you to pay for paid advertising on LinkedIn and paid advertising everywhere else at all. But you can combat that by doing better overall reach as far as better messaging and also better content marketing. Once again, people want to show your audience who you really are by creating on contact that is engaging, that's thought-provoking, but also shows who you are as a person, right? Like I did one piece for a client. Let's go to my thing here, client docs, sales, here it is. So content marketing, LinkedIn videos, no, wrong one here. Being content marketing, here we are. Christmas in Heaven. I'll play this one quickly for you here. And it makes me cry every time, so I'll play only part of it, so I'm too choked up. But basically, this is about death and remembering loved ones during Christmas time. And this probably got this guy, thousands of new
Christmas is about
followers.
love. It's supposed to be a happy time of year, but for many, it's not that happy. It's a time that reminds us of the ones that are no longer here. We miss them. This Christmas poem.
Anyways, goes on to play the poem at the very end here.
Your spirits. God bless.
Okay, that's enough of that before I start crying here. Anyways, so did that music or that video and that content piece have anything to do with selling his stuff or his services or his business? No. That's what people are looking for on LinkedIn nowadays. They're looking for something more than buy from me, buy from me, buy from me. They're looking for you to be vulnerable, right? They're looking for you to, really talk about what you believe in, what your values are. So all those things are so important on LinkedIn. And that's why you should really start niching into learning how to shoot video, how to edit video. If it hit me up later on in a Zoom meeting, which I'll be providing for all of you later on, if you want to contact me and go over your profile, doing a free profile evaluation for you, then you want to make sure that you can really start talking about, the hard things in life, what you believe in, right? So content marketing is going to be very, very important in 2025, I should say, on here, because we're almost there, right? It shows you the authority in your business, in your industry. So you can create videos and create content pieces that say buy from me, right? Nothing wrong with that at all, but don't do just that. Also, people ask me, well, how often should I post on LinkedIn? I like posting 2 or 3 times a week maximum. It gives me time. Let's say I post on a Tuesday and then post on a Thursday again, or post on a Tuesday and post on a Friday, right? Because it gives time for the algorithm to catch up to your post and actually people to engage on it. Um, Next thing is this piece over here, the anatomy of a perfect LinkedIn post. Usually I play a video here. I'll send this to you if you stay to the end and also fill out my feedback form at the very end here. So because I want to get to that AI piece very quickly here, right? Content marketing is just so very important. It's so important in 2025, editing the PowerPoint as we do it live here, right? Right. And also using AI, ChatGPT. So you can use ChatGPT, which I'm not going to go over as I usually do, because once again, I want to get to the AI piece and have you guys test it out, right? But this is the kind of content marketing pieces you can use on your things. I find the 3 things, write this down for yourself, the 3 things people are looking for in 2024, 2025, as far as what kind of content marketing pieces are: number one, a piece of content in their video that solves a problem, right? Number two, it's one that shows you how to do something, right? And the last one is one that entertains you. It makes you laugh, it makes you cry, it makes you mad, it makes you sad, it makes you happy, right? Those are the pieces, kind of things people want on LinkedIn. Here's some examples here.
You're not using LinkedIn event platform and it's costing you money. The LinkedIn event platform, what is it?
Took me a while to get comfortable on the green screen, but as you see now, I'm pretty comfortable doing this kind of thing over here. Other one I did here was I created a product as I found people who were getting bumped off LinkedIn needed some way to get back on there, because we all know that most social media places like LinkedIn, Facebook, terrible customer service. Trying to get a hold of somebody or message somebody or email somebody or call somebody or chat with somebody is almost impossible.
Help, 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 help. I've been put in LinkedIn jail and I can't get out.
And finally, the one thing you should be thinking about for yourself as far as content is, what can I do on LinkedIn that nobody else is doing in my industry, like doing Pixar style videos.
Welcome to 2024. Our LinkedIn webinar is going to elevate you in your marketing and lead generation efforts in Q1. This is a live Zoom.
Cool, man. So before people drop off at all, I'm going to show you that AI thing now, because I want to make sure everybody gets a chance to use it. I'm going to pop it in the chat box. So do me a favor. This is what you want to do. Fill out the form. Your phone's going to ring. Make sure you have a mobile phone next to you, okay? So go here. I'll just take a pause myself on here for a second and check this out here. This is what I've been talking about. This is going to change the face of marketing. So I'll just wait for everybody to do it. Once you've done it and gone through the call, maybe type your thoughts into the chat box for us. And I'll just play some music in the for a second here. I was trying to find my apps button on here. It seemed to disappear when you show avatar video settings. No, nothing for apps when you're actually presenting. So yeah, everybody click on the link there, fill out the form out, get a phone call, tell me what you think about it. And I'll start the presentation up again in about 3 or 4 minutes. Give everybody a chance to click on this link here. No, I'm not done yet. Just waiting for everybody to fill out the form. Did you fill out the form? Not done yet. I'm just waiting for everybody to fill out this form here. Did you fill this out here yet? So while everybody's doing that, I'm just going to continue here now. And so, building a massive list on LinkedIn can actually really elevate you. Here's one of my actual contacts on LinkedIn, over 4 million followers. So important, right? You're building your list and being consistent. So making sure you have rich media on your profile is also very, very important. So here's an example of that. Here is my rich media on my profile, right? On my features section right over here. And it just elevates your profile in general to make sure that you're getting the connections you need to. And also people look at your profile once again and go, wow, super, super important. And once again, I said beforehand, don't send a sales message in either the connection message or in the first follow-up message. People don't want that at all. They'll never get back to you. And then also, people have asked me, I'm getting people who are accepting my connection request, but then I message them on LinkedIn and no one messages me back, right? So probably it's the messaging you're doing. So, make sure you're asking leading questions, offer the help or advice for free, and then getting back to that AI calling, which I just put the link into the chat box over there. I'm hoping that you all tried it out. Here's where it works. It comes either from traffic sources, ads, your marketing, your website. Then it's called a AI voice call, right? And then it goes into the other sections of it. And then also, asks you to book a call on my calendar, right? So, the last thing is today, are you using LinkedIn event platform? And the answer is probably not, right? We looked about that in the first part of the presentation, where there are only, out of billions of people, maybe 30 companies doing a PowerPoint or doing a presentation on one thing, and that gives you an opportunity to just crush it in your niche, right? So important that you do those things. So I'll be starting my new page up in January. So What can you do to make the LinkedIn lead generation marketing work for you in your business? Well, number one, you need to have a system, right? First of all, if you have a non-existent or a lead flow that's not coming in because you don't have a system, right? You need to have ongoing things happening on LinkedIn on a regular basis every single day. If you don't have that happening, if you're just doing things week one and not doing things week two, then it's not going to be consistent. That's not a system at all. That's just doing stuff randomly. Second of all, you have a non-existent warm-up system, because in the beginning of this whole presentation, I asked you all, when is the last time you either messaged all of your people on LinkedIn as far as your connections, or have you ever met with them on Zoom or talked to them on the phone? And we all know that most people haven't, because the stats are out there. When you are doing marketing at any one given time, the people who see your marketing piece, 1 to 3% will want to inquire about or move forward on your marketing piece right now. 7% will want to move forward or looking, and maybe 2 weeks from now. 30% will look in 2 weeks to 6 months. 30% is 6 months to 2 years. And the last 30% will never want your stuff at all. The majority of people out there, 99.9% of marketers, right, are going after, are in a dogfight for that 1 to 3%. Nobody's thinking about that 67% of people out there who are, just trying to do some research right now. And because you have no ongoing marketing system, that's why all those leads are slipping through your fingers. You need a ongoing warm-up system that sends people messages or contacts them every few weeks or few months, because they're interested in buying from you. Maybe it's just not now, right? And last thing, as far as your marketing goes, is like me, right? Sometimes trying to do everything myself is not the best idea. Like I said beforehand, I spent a couple of $1,000 with people who are trying to show me some new marketing systems out there. I saw someone just booked a meeting on my calendar from this Zoom webinar. And so you need help sometimes. I don't fix my own air conditioner. I don't fix my own car engine. I'm just not the expert at that. So sometimes we need to hire somebody. So once again, if you are looking to get some help, I can help you. These are just a few things you need to do to make things work for you on LinkedIn. Number one, an amazing profile. Number two, massively increasing how many connections you have. Number three, are you doing content marketing? And are you getting engagement on your content? Are you getting likes, shares? Like I do a thing here on my website for content marketing. It is my content marketing boosting service. So if you ever thought to yourself, I would love to get, 20, 30 likes and 20, 30 comments on all my content, then this is something you should look at, content marketing and boosting. I'll put this into the chat box on Zoom here, because the algorithm will shrink your audience to 10% if you're not getting 20, 30 likes and 20, 30 comments on all of your content. Very, very important. That's the way it works. So, just imagine you're doing this, great job of building up your connections on LinkedIn, and then no one's seeing your content at all. Because if you have, let's say, even 10,000 connections on LinkedIn, only 1,000 people are getting sent the content when it pops on LinkedIn, and then they got to actually be on LinkedIn on the feed when you post it, right? As opposed to 10,000 people seeing it, which is better, having 1,000 of your contacts seeing your content, or having all your contacts seeing your content. As what, you got to make sure that LinkedIn algorithm gets trained properly. The conversations you're having, you're sending the wrong messages. No one's getting back to you. No one is, responding to your messaging. Do you have a conversion strategy, right? Are you getting your connections and followers onto a thing like a webinar here, right? To convert them into clients. And do you have plans and systems and a clear plan of action that needs to support it, right? And how many leads do you need every single month? Have you worked backwards? If your closing ratio is 20 or 30%, how many people do you need to have meetings with? How many people do you need to connect on LinkedIn to get those meetings in the first place, right? working backwards, we can do a customized prescription on LinkedIn that leads to more sales, because once again, time is money, and you don't have to do everything yourself. Making sure you do things right and doing things consistently is so important, right? Having a plan of action, having your strong professional brand on LinkedIn by having a profile that people go wow over, like mine, right? Here are some clients of mine. David closed $85,000 in deals after the first few months on LinkedIn, my LinkedIn lead generation strategy. And Tony, my best client, who's done the best of all my clients out there, did over $30 million in deals, owns a high-end working architectural, built-in shelves and built-in cabinets, kitchen cabinets and kitchen stuff, right? Got between probably 10 different home builders, $30 million in closed sales and closed a business. So you need help creating an amazing, outstanding, converting profile. You need help copywriting your profile. You need help coming up with kind of messages that people will actually, respond to. Do you have automation in your system? Are you using AI? And everything should be all updated and relevant for 2025, right? Do you have all those things put together, right? I can help you with all those things. There are, like, for instance, there's one little known feature on the LinkedIn mobile app that will actually get people to get back to you. And I know sometimes it's hard to find someone to work with because it's about trust, right? But once again, look at my 145 recommendations I have on LinkedIn, right? You just can't, that doesn't happen. Those people are real people. You can go to their profiles and see who they are, right? So if you want my help, I'd be happy to do a free profile evaluation for you. I'd be happy to answer any questions you have now. And once again, don't forget to try my AI voice contact form to see how this could be introduced into your funnel to make sure that people will actually book on your profile. And last thing, I want to make sure that I send out a bunch of freebies, and you want to win $250. I'm doing a contest every month. I can give you $250 in December for Christmas time if you fill out this form here and give me a recommendation on LinkedIn. So I'm just going to put this form in here. Here's my feedback form. I can't do a great job for you unless I get feedback from the people who come to my webinar. I spent an hour of my time. I'm hoping you can spend a few minutes of your time giving me some feedback. And now I would be happy to answer any questions you have on LinkedIn. I'll go back to the LinkedIn chat box over here and see if we have any questions that I can answer at all, or unmute yourself and ask me them live. So I'm just going to stop the share over here. Thank you very much for being here today. I'm going to go back once again to the chat box over here and see if there's any questions I can answer at all. Ozimira said, I worked in hair. I'm not sure if you're there still or not, but you said you work in hair services and salon tools. LinkedIn can be a fabulous place for you to contact salons. If you just go to LinkedIn for a second and look up hair salon owners. So here's LinkedIn, and where's LinkedIn? LinkedIn. Just LinkedIn over here. Okay, so hair salon owners. So you sell hair salon stuff. Here's hair salon owners, and we have between USA and Canada 43,000. I'd say there's a great database for you to do marketing on LinkedIn. Wouldn't you agree? Awesome. So who else has a question that I can answer for you on LinkedIn or something else we talked about here today? Don't be afraid to unmute yourselves. Just unmute and ask a question, or type in the chat box here. I'll be happy to answer them for you. Yeah, I can definitely do an evaluation of your company page. Once again, probably the best thing to do is book a meeting with me on my calendar. Here's my Calendly link over here again. And everybody who wants to book a meeting with me and get a free profile evaluation can just do this over here. Yeah, so LinkedIn can be overwhelming. I hear that a lot from people because there's so many, things to do on LinkedIn, like, getting the profile right and getting the messaging right and getting the company page right and having the funnel and using the event page. Yeah, I can definitely help you. The first thing to do to start out with, just book a meeting in my calendar. We'll talk about your business. We'll see how things go here. And I'll talk to you about why I can help, how I can help you out, and we'll see if that's a fit for you. But make sure that everybody tries that AI voice thing. So important, because I'm telling you right now, this is going to be the #1 game changer. Thank you very much. Appreciate that very much. This is going to be #1 game changer in the industry. Doesn't matter what your business you're in, if you're in, construction or in anything else at all. This is going to be the game changer in marketing with AI in general. So I hope everybody gets a chance to do that. So 3 things. #1, book a meeting in my calendar. #2, send me a connection request. #3, fill out the feedback form. And, I'll be happy to do a free profile evaluation for you, talk about your business, and talk about how I think LinkedIn can help you by showing you things like, what kind of databases on there for you to contact business owners, like we did with that one woman who, saw there's 43,000 people who own hair salons in USA and Canada. Does anybody else have questions for me? I'll be happy to answer them for you. I must have done a pretty phenomenal job.
Hi, Alan. How are you?
Yeah, I did provide a link to the voice agent. It's the last link in the chat box. It says leadwizard.prosdirect.org contact information. Click on that one.
Hi, Alan. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
How are you? Thanks for today. I just wanted to ask a little bit about the AI voice because I joined late.
Okay. Well, the link is in the chat box. Just copy it, paste it into a notepad file, or click it into a browser. Go to the form. When you have a chance to after this, fill the form out, see what happens.
No, I've done this already.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll talk about that, implementing that for your business, because I think personally, because I mean, think of it, any type of marketing piece you do, what is the #1 missing piece in the whole trail of the marketing, right? You see a marketing piece, it takes you to, let's say, a landing page, you fill out a form maybe, and then maybe you get an email, and then maybe you book a call with somebody, as opposed to having a link inside your marketing. Someone fills the form out, gets the phone call from the AI voice agent, and right then and there, that AI voice agent convinces them to book on the calendar, can actually book you on the phone, right? Because you filled out all your information already. You filled out your email address and your phone number, so it can actually book you on your Zoom calendar, right, at the right date and time. I just was blown away by it. I never seen nothing like it at all. But that's touch me. That's going to be a big thing in marketing nowadays. Is going to be that AI voice agent convincing someone to book on the calendar.
Great, perfect.
Anybody else have questions at all about anything about LinkedIn in general, about the event page, about conversations, about messaging? Hey, Lori, I saw you got here late. Sorry about that. I'll be sending the replay out. So there's a bunch of things in the chat box. Anybody can go to the chat box. There's 3 dots at the very, very top. Click on the 3 dots and go save chat. So there's, save chat. Here it is. So I save the chat. So whatever it saves it to, show in folder. Maybe what I'll do here is put this in the chat box here. Can I? Oh. Okay, it says I'm going to close the file. Yeah. Cool, man. Well, then everybody had no questions at all. Thank you all. Have a great day today. Once again, I would click on those 3 dots in the chat box and click on save chat before we close here. Let everybody a chance to do that. And that way, Laurie, you can see all the things. I'll be sending out a replay as far as the video goes. I'll be sending out the AI note taker notes for everybody who attended today. And then, yeah. And then what I'll do is attach I'll even attach the chat to the email from today. Okay. So thank you very much. Unless everybody has any questions, let's click on close here and end. And does anybody have any questions at all? Guess not. Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much then. Bye-bye, everybody. Have wonderful Christmas, holiday, Hanukkah, New Year's. Thank you all for being here. I know I really value your time. Bye-bye.